Hey guys, what's up? It's a Sun Entrepreneur here, and today this video is going to be about how you can make $2,000 profit a month on eBay. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So sorry, if I keep looking back and forth. I'm gonna be, there's a lot of notes I had to, write down for this video to make sure I had all my information correct and to, really help you guys out. So let's go ahead and get into the first thing. So you need to make $500 net a week, and I'll go ahead and list out some options of how you can do this. And it's all gonna be different pertaining what categories you want to sell in and what kind of items you find. But this is just gonna be some ways how you can make the $2,000 profit a month. So you can sell 50 items a week at $10 profit, or you could sell 30 items a week at a little over $16.50 in profit, or you can also sell 20 items a week at $25 in profit. And the last one is you can sell 10 items at $50 a profit. So like I said, this is just something general I did, just to show you. And then I'll go in in depth and later in this video about, how you can decide how many items you need to find and, all that kind of good stuff. So I tend to sell, I like finding less items and, making a higher profit on it. Cause I usually tend to sell shoes, and with shoes, I'm usually paying, I go a lot to the Goodwill outlet and regular Goodwill retail stores and stuff like that. So when I'm at the Goodwill outlet, I pay per pound for shoes, and so I'm usually paying my average shoe is probably $2, somewhere around there. And I'm usually taking that shoe that I get for $2 and usually selling it for around anywhere from $35 profit to $40 profit. So as you can see, I usually try and make sure my shoes sell well, so I don't have to get as many also. So I usually tend to get, I try to find as many items as I can when I'm there, but if I can at least get 10 items and some at even at $40 each one profit, that'd be $400 a week, which is pretty good on just finding 10 items. So, and I also sell other miscellaneous stuff and just anything I can find that brings in a higher profit margin and I don't have to keep as many of them. And then, so we'll go ahead and get into the thing. So how many days will you need to spend finding items? So basically how we can determine this is just kind of decide what your plans are. So let's just say if you're planning on finding a lot of items and they're going to be low profit margins, then you usually have to spend 1 to 2 days thrifting. And this is because with your lower profit items, there's going to be a lot more at the thrift stores. And what I mean by lower profit would be clothing, because if you go to a thrift store, there's tons of clothing, and usually with clothing, there's, like I said, there's tons of them, and they're not going to be very much money, but you also can't make much in them on eBay. If you're picking up t-shirts or button-down shirts, jackets, coats. On some jackets and coats, you can make decent profit. But, and then if you're planning on finding higher profit items, you're usually going to spend 3 to 4 days because those items are a lot harder to find. And then, how many items will you need to find? Well, if you're wanting to sell, a lot more items at a lower profit margin, then you'll need to find a lot of items just because, these items don't tend to sell as well. And so, this is just a basic, calculation I did, and from, my experience, some people may have, have done better selling clothing or, other stuff that's a lower profit margin. But from my experience, if you would want to sell 50 items a week at $10 profit, you'd want to find 200 items. And the reason with this is because whenever, with those lower profit items, they tend not to sell as well. So usually I calculated with my clothing in my store, you usually have about a 0.25% margin. And so this really, you're going to have to get a lot more items, because if you're picking up, you'll have to, like I said, you'll have to pick up 200 items, because 200, with 1/4 of 200 is 50, items, and that's how much you'll need to sell. So you'll need to just find 200 items, which that can be, a burden, because you're going to spend a lot of time, getting those items, those lower profit margins. And it's just I hate doing the lower profit margins, because as you can see, you're going to really get a lot of items, and then you have to think about, once you get all those items, you're going to take, bring them home, maybe clean them, take pictures and listing. And it takes a long time just keep listing all those little items that you're not making much on. That's why I tend to stick with higher profit margin items on them, because I don't have to get as many, and yet I can still make just as much. So it's a lot, you're having to spend a little bit more time thrifting, but it's a lot less work, because if you only have to bring home, let's just say you brought home like 20 items and you sold them at like $40 profit each, that's 800, a week in net profit. So, I mean, it's a lot better than, having like hundreds upon hundreds of those smaller items. And then if you're just finding like 10 items a week at $50 profit, then you'll need to find like around 15 items a week, and that would get you up to your, $500. So, I mean, like I was saying, everyone's gonna be different with, maybe if you're selling like electronics, the profit margins are gonna be a lot higher. It just really depends on what categories you're looking for, and really just depends on, what you're trying to accomplish with like your items. But if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll be happy, to help you with, the type of items, you should try and find for yourself, where you can go find them. And I also like have another video like showing, places you can go find items at, and I highly recommend, going there if you're trying to, find places you're trying to find items. But that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope, all this information helped you guys, and like I said, just leave any questions or comments you have below, and I'll make sure to help you. I mean, that's what I'm here for, guys. I really want to help you on your journey of eBay, or just anything you're trying to get into. So just, yeah, guys, I love helping you guys, and I want to just interact with you. So please leave a like, guys. Please subscribe to this video. It helps a lot with telling eBay, I mean not eBay, but YouTube, you really like this content, and it just tells me more that you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and just gives me encouragement just to keep pushing through all this stuff. And I just really appreciate your guys' support on all this, and just thank you for making all this possible, guys. And I'll just see you in my next video.